we already knew what time it was.
So what kind of, when you guys see that, what kind of tone does that set for the group?
It says a great one. Like, you gotta have a dog mentality to play the receiver. You know, you got on the island. If you're inside, you're going against linebackers. You gotta come with an attack mentality. So that's what he's bringing to the table.
Does he bring any other changes or just like an attitude, intensity, aggressiveness to the receivers as a whole, or even if it's not him, do you see anything different this spring than what you have in the time you've been here?
Yeah, like I said, from the time I got here to now, you can see the change in intensity. Like he's not gonna let us come to practice and be like lackadaisical. It's never gonna be that with Mickey. If we're not ready, he's gonna get on our tail. That's just how he is. So you can definitely see the difference.
We're still working to build that chemistry with some of the newer quarterbacks, and how is that going?
Oh yeah, we still working on that with Casey and Purdy. Purdy was out for a little bit, but every day after practice, we do something. We catch, we work the top of our routes, or we run full routes. He comes into our meeting room, we talk with him. So that's going good so far.
What has kind of stood out about working with them, and what have they kind of brought so far to this team?
Their attention to detail and how hands-on they are. Like Casey, he's very hands-on. Everything he does, he's coming over there and talking to us, like pointing us where he wants us to be in certain routes and certain plays, our alignments. He's hands-on, he's vocal too. And that's what I like as a receiver.
Been a lot of positive buzz about Lance Brown.
Yeah.
Camp. What have you seen from him? Where has he grown this year?
Man, I've always thought he's been a great player, but this year you can definitely see that step he's taken as far as routes, as far as his strength, like playing within plays. Like nobody's jamming on Lance at the line. His releases are great. His route running is the best I've seen. Like I watch film, study our routes and one-on-ones, and watching myself. And he stands out every day.
What separates him as a route runner?
His quickness, and like he's a smart player. He played quarterback coming out, so he knows how to manipulate a DB and get him to do one thing. So that's what really stands out.
Can you when he's in the room with you guys? Can you see some of that quarterback trait in him come out?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like me and him, we always having side conversations. Like whether it's in the meeting room or we just hanging out or on the field while we practicing, you can see him point out certain things. And, you can see that quarterback.
What's an example of something he's pointed out?
Like, say if I'm inside in the slot and we watch a film and we got too high, he'll tell me like, okay, you got to read from the safety to the cornerback and the linebacker to like see which cover they in, so I can know how to run my route, like whether I flatten off or not, or keep it high, just little things like that.
How's that helped to have a presence in the locker room like that?
It helps a lot because accountability. Whatever we see, we point it out. Right there and then and there.
Omar, this is your third year now at Nebraska.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel finally kind of entrenched at Nebraska? I know the first couple of years obviously had ups and downs for you.
Yeah.
I mean, how comfortable do you feel at Nebraska now?
I'm comfortable right now. This home for me. It's home. I feel great right where I am.
When's the last time you've been at a school for 3 years?
I haven't. My JUCO was the last time I stayed for that long, 2 years. Yeah.
So does it? Yeah, just the challenge. I mean, talk about this, kind of the challenges you've battled to kind of get to where you're at today.
Like ups and downs. My first year I didn't play. Last year I felt like I got a footing in this offense. And now returning this year, I'm just gonna build off that. I'm not even worried about the past. Everything right now is moving forward and it's going great.
Hey Omar, who are some other guys besides Alante that have kind of jumped out at you in your room?
Trey Palmer, new guy. He brings a lot of quickness. I like his attitude he brings. Oliver's looking great this year. Brody Belt, he looks good. Like today, he was all over the place making plays. Every time you looked up, he was in the end zone making a big play. So
how does that competition that you guys have in that room pushed you to be better this spring?
Man, just like the past years, we always have great guys out there. With Trey coming in and me playing R2, it's some things I looked at from his game. I'm like, okay, I can put that in my arsenal. And some things that he looked at from me that he can take on. It's really made all of us better because it's like a next guy up mentality that we have anyway. So got to play.
Does Mickey kind of challenge you more maybe than your previous coaches at Nebraska have, where like he can kind of get on you and bark at you a little bit differently?
Yeah, most definitely. He don't play no games. Like I said on Thursday, he told us we got to catch 5,000 balls like from here to spring. And we catch regardless, but just him coming in and setting that tone, we know he's serious. He means business.
Have you ever had a coach be that blunt to you?
I have back in JUCO. Most definitely.
Does that push you harder when you have a coach like that?
Yeah, I love it. That's my style. Like I like to play with. I want a coach who's gonna be in my ear, tell me what I did wrong, like or right on every play. Like every play he looks at, he talks to us. That's what I like. That's my coaching style I love to play for.
Omar, what have quarterbacks like Casey Thompson and those guys done to go above and beyond to kind of build a rapport with you guys at receiver?
Like I said, staying after practice, working on our routes, like certain dips. Like today, I ran an over route, and he was telling me, I want you to flatten it more right here. And I was trying to take it upfield where I saw grass at. So just little things like that. And even at the practice, he's like, I'm coming to y'all meeting room a little early to talk to us. And that shows a lot of leadership abilities and tangibles that you can't really teach or coach. Like a player just comes with that.
Are those after practice sessions valuable in different ways than what you might get during practice?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because in practice, it's live bullets. Everything's going fast and quick. And in meetings, you get to just sit down and really watch what you're doing and analyze it.
What's the biggest difference with the quarterbacks right now compared to maybe a year ago?
I'd just say more vocal. They're both great players. Quarterback we had in the past, and now the only difference I would say is the vocal.
So Casey's a little bit more vocal than
Yeah,
what you had.
definitely.
Kind of takes charge.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Everyone says he's got a pretty high standard too. Like a mistake, he's going to let guys know about it.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's really how the whole offense is right now. Like from the receiver group, you see with the tight ends, with the running backs as well. Like I think it comes from the players, of course, but also the coaches we have in right now. Everything, nothing goes unsaid. Like if you mess up on a play, you're gonna hear about it. And if you do good too, you're gonna hear about it as well. And that's something we need as a team.
What's your next step as a receiver here? Like, what do you want to do better or differently moving forward?
Just put everything together. I think I'm well on the right track right now, and consistency. Just every week playing well. That's really it right now. And also being a leader. I got a lot of young guys on the team and in the wide receiver room. So just whatever I have in me, just trying to pour into them and help those guys out.
Yeah, you're like suddenly one of the veterans.
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir.
Is that hard to believe?
Not really. I feel it. Yeah, I feel it. Talking to the young guys, man. That's something I enjoy. Talking to the young guys and really sharing my story with them, and also the football aspect. Whatever I can help them with. I see them doing a certain thing. Like, okay, I did the same thing. Let me tell them, switch it up a little bit. If they're doing good, I'm the first one to try to go congratulate them.
Trey's a new guy. Because he played for Mickey. Does he feel like he's been a part of it for a while just because he knows the coach better than you guys do?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like he came in like first day. It's just natural. We all gel. Like, I like being around him. He's one of the guys, and you can tell he got a rapport with Mickey. They bond easily. Yes sir.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Omar.